everyone!
Hi!
Hello! So welcome to our live session about Japan. So today we're very happy to have Ken with us.
Hi, I'm Ken.
Yes, tell us a little bit more about yourself.
I'm Ken from Japan. I lived in Hong Kong in China and also in Tokyo, and I'm currently 24 years old. And I recently graduated this March, and I'm currently working in Hong Kong for about 4 months right now. Yeah, nice to meet you.
Oh, so we're actually from the same year, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so I think I forgot to introduce myself.
Yes,
my name is Irene. So I'll be the host of today's live session. So, do you know what we're going to talk about today?
Yeah, I know it.
Oh,
yeah.
A little bit, right?
Yeah.
But not really the details of it.
Yeah, I don't know the details yet.
No problem. To start off our live session, we actually want to know more about Ken. So I'm going to ask you 20 questions.
20 questions, okay.
But it's more like you have to choose between choice A and choice B. So
okay.
I'll tell you two things and you have to instantly say which one.
Yeah, sure.
So, number one, question number one. Would you choose anime or manga?
Anime.
Oh, that's quick.
That's really quick. Shall I say much more slowly? Or have the time? Okay, sure.
It's alright. Summer or winter in Japan?
Summer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is it as bad as summer in Hong Kong?
A bit bad.
A bit? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Summer in Hong Kong is actually very humid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I think it's a little bit too humid. Okay, next question. Living in Japan or Hong Kong?
That's kind of a very hard questions to say it. But yeah, I prefer Japan.
Okay. Living in Japan city or countryside?
I'm a city boy, so I prefer city.
Okay. Next up. Japanese food or Hong Kong food? You
it's
can be
very
honest.
hard to say it
in
Hong Kong, but I prefer Japanese food.
Okay, no, don't worry. I think if you ask a lot of people, I know a lot of friends, no matter where they're from, Japanese food is one of their favorites.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes. Sushi or sashimi?
Sushi.
Okay.
I'm
on your side as well.
Yeah, tuna, I love it.
Okay. Mixed soy sauce with wasabi or separate them?
No wasabi. I want it to be separated.
You don't like wasabi?
Yeah, I hate it.
Okay, don't worry. I'm also not a big fan.
Yeah.
Yes. Or, forgive my pronunciation. Wagashi or yogashi. So, for our audience who's not familiar, wagashi is traditional Japanese sweets and yogashi is Western sweets. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, which one do you prefer?
I prefer the yogashi, the Western snacks.
Oh, okay. Like what kind of Western snacks?
Like a Baumkuchen, or like a cake, or like a chocolate, or like a brownie. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I prefer it.
No, so you prefer brownies, cake, like Western style, rather than, let's say, mochi, right?
Yeah.
Or like matcha ice cream.
Mochi or matcha, but more Western snacks.
You do know a lot of people in Hong Kong are big fans of Japanese snacks, right?
Oh, really?
I mean, okay, you know those very many flavored of Kit Kat?
Yeah, I know it. I know.
Do you love it?
Yeah, I love it. The normal one, yeah, especially.
Yeah, I mean, people here, they absolutely love it.
Weird.
I see them buying a lot from Japan.
Like a matcha?
Yeah, matcha. That's the main or strawberry, which is not as common in other places.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, rice or bread in the morning?
Well, I prefer the rice one.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah.
Eating alone or eating with friends?
Since recently I have a lot of chances to eat alone in the breakfast.
Yes.
I wanted to eat with my friends, so yeah.
Okay. How about studying in Japan or in Hong Kong?
Well, regarding the education system, I prefer the Hong Kong one.
Okay. For context, actually, Ken, you actually studied in both Japan and Hong Kong, right?
Yeah, right.
Yes. So, when did you study in Hong Kong and when did you study in Japan?
Well, so when I was 3 to 8 years old, I lived in Hong Kong, went to the international school, or the name was the Delia School in the Hong Kong International Schools. And from 8 years old to when I was till the graduation of the university, I studied in Japan mainly.
Okay. So it's only after graduating university in Japan and you came back to Hong Kong for work?
Yeah, right.
Is your family here?
No, my family lives in near Tokyo.
Okay. So you're here working alone?
Yeah, right.
Same as me.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah. Working in Japan or working in Hong Kong?
Well, it actually like it depends on the what kind of experience you're like preferring it. But regarding the like working cultures itself, I think like I prefer Hong Kong more than Japan.
Okay, we'll get into that later.
Yeah, right.
We have a big part, a big part of today's live session will be touching upon that.
Okay.
Oh, a serious boss or a friendly boss?
I prefer friendly boss.
Okay.
I wanted to have a lunch with him. Yeah.
More chill.
Yeah, more
right?
chill.
Okay. Oh, this one. I think a lot of people would actually have an answer for this. Working from home or at office?
Working from office, I prefer it.
Oh, so you can interact with people.
Yeah, I can interact with the people and yeah, so
Okay, cool. Working with foreigners or working with Japanese people?
Well, I wanted to work with the foreigners.
That's why you came to Hong Kong.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Well, we actually kind of guessed the answer for this.
Okay.
Next up, drinking after work or overtime?
Yeah, drinking after work sometimes, but like the overtime sometimes. Yeah.
Okay. 50-50.
50-50.
Do you prefer a more straightforward person or a more indirect person?
I prefer indirect person.
Yes, indirect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, not direct.
Like if you meet someone who's very direct, does it make you feel like, oh, very like shocked?
Yeah, shocked. Oh, right.
Because is it true that in Japan most people are more indirect, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, right point.
Okay. Instagram or Twitter?
Instagram.
Oh, do most people in Japan use Instagram compared to other social media?
Well, most of the people use Instagram and the Twitter, and not Facebook that much recently.
Okay, so similar to Hong Kong, right?
Yeah, but it actually depends on the generation.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I use Instagram more and also Facebook, and we're from the same generation.
Yeah.
What do you use? Instagram.
Instagram.
Okay.
Definitely.
So we're still
same generation. Yeah.
J-pop or K-pop?
J-pop.
J-pop. Name a few of your favorite like artists or like singers, celebrities.
Like kind of the Arashi or like Kobukuro. I think he's not famous among the foreigners and so on. And like SMAP is like kind of famous in Japan. Yeah, I like this kind of the J-pop artists in Japan.
I know Arashi.
Oh, really?
It's a boy band,
yeah,
right?
boy band, 5 people, and sing the like Song of the Olympic in Japan.
They're the one who sang.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I even know it. Yeah.
Next question. Hong Kong transportation system or Japan transportation system? Let's say Tokyo, because you lived in Tokyo, right?
Well, actually in Tokyo, like there's like more than like 10 companies run the train system in Tokyo.
Oh, really?
And yeah. And the fees are kind of expensive. And like since the different companies run each of the line, so you have to like move among the station sometimes.
Okay.
So it's like kind of very inconvenient things compared to the Hong Kong. So like Hong Kong is like much more like convenience. It's like much more cheaper, and the like only one company like MTR is running the line.
Yes.
So like you don't have to like move like that much for the moving different line. So it's like very convenient.
So
in
Hong Kong.
Yeah, Hong Kong.
Is the
Hong
answer?
Kong is the answer.
A lot of people from different places actually would still say Hong Kong has the best transportation system. What I didn't know, so you're saying that, for instance, in Hong Kong, the red line will be handled by one company and the blue line will be another company.
Yeah, this is like good example.
Oh, and then it'll be, do they work together or no, it's very separate?
Well, sometimes they like work each other like this train arrive at the 7 p.m. This train arrive at the 2 minutes. So like the people can move in the 2 minutes. So like there's some kind of the negotiation between the firms, but like there's some part of the collaboration.
Oh, didn't know that. Okay, that's really interesting. Oh, last question. In Japan, do you prefer the train or the bus?
Well, definitely train, I think.
Train.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's much more convenient still.
Yeah, because like greater Tokyo area is like kind of very big city.
Yes.
Like from north to south is about like 60 kilometers.
Mm.
So like the train is like much more faster and there's like no crowded things. So
Yes, yes.
train is like much more convenient among the Japanese who especially live in Tokyo.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, personally, never been to Japan. That's one of the saddest thing ever. Was
You should
supposed
come
to go.
Japan. Yeah.
COVID happened. That's not happening for now. But I mean, Japan is always like one of the places that a lot of people in Hong Kong want to go.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So you do know like a lot of people in Hong Kong do really appreciate Japanese culture, right? Have you ever heard anything from someone you met in Hong Kong about Japan that is totally not true or very shocking for you?
Yes.
Oh, you did?
Yes, I did it.
Yes.
So like the details about like the Japan, most of the people like foreigners like think of Japan about their like surface things,
Yes.
like some like, kind of the positive things, like
Yes.
there's like I totally agree about the like foods are very nice and people are very polite.
Yes.
And nature is like quite nice and there's like kind of the nice city views in Tokyo.
Yes.
In Japan. Yeah,
That's
but like the like if you are not student, you want to like work in Japan.
Yes.
You have to like imagine it like from Monday to Friday, the whole day you have to like work at the Japanese company, like the foreign companies which have the branches in Japan.
Yes.
So like you have to like, think about the working system or the how the colleagues are like, kind of it or like the like working cultures.
Yes.
Things. So like I think like there's some kind of the negative things for the foreigners in
Yes.
Japan. Yeah.
Oh, so there are some things that you think that maybe people in Hong Kong are not very familiar with, right?
Yeah, right.
About Japan. That's a perfect timing to explain what I actually have in my hand.
Okay.
So I'm gonna ask you one question.
Yeah,
so
sure.
you can say it's yes, no, or I don't know.
I don't know.
And the
Okay.
question is it true that salarymen and women in Hong Kong, not in Hong Kong, sorry, in Japan, is so exhausted that they actually fall asleep on the streets? Is it true? Yes, no, or you don't know?
Yes.
It's actually true. So it's not some like fake news or something.
Yeah, but actually it depends on like the industry or like the
Yes.
firms. Yeah, but with some aspect, I think the people are sleeping on the like street or like even like the train. There's
Yes.
like kind of bunch of people are sleeping on a train in the morning.
So it's
Yeah,
true.
it's true.
Like the one I saw, I'm not sure if how accurate it is. You can
sure.
correct me.
Okay.
They're still in their suit and they actually pass out on the streets.
Pass on the street.
And they sleep on the streets.
Are they
Is it-
like drunk?
No, I don't know, but they're definitely after work. They could be drunk, they could be sleepy, I'm not sure, but is it common?
Not that much common, but like you can like sleep in street in Japan because
Yeah.
it's very like safe places.
Also, okay, so in most places I know,
Yeah.
if you sleep on the streets, it's either you get seriously hurt or you get your wallet stolen or something. But in Japan, if you fall asleep on the street, it's okay.
It's okay.
You're
Yeah.
not joking, right?
Yeah, most of the cases is very safe.
Oh,
But I can like
Yeah.
assure like there's like 1% of the people like might be stolen something.
yeah.
But like, most of the cases,
General.
yeah, compared to like other countries or the other cities.
They'll just leave you there. So, for instance, if you're back in Tokyo, you're just walking, and you see a person pass out. Well, you just walk away, right? Like,
Yeah, walk away.
it's normal.
Yeah.
Like you don't feel like, oh my god, is this person okay? Do I need to call the hospital? No need, right?
Well, I think like most of the cases people think if there's a kind of the people passing out,
Yeah.
are they like got drunk?
Oh. So it's like
Yeah.
completely normal.
Yeah, kind of normal.
Oh. But why are they so tired? Okay, let's say they pass out because they're tired and not because they're drunk. Because passing out and drunk, it's in most places, right?
Yeah,
I
right.
see it a lot. I see it in Hong Kong sometimes too. But a lot of people said that they're just so tired. Is it because they work a long hour or?
Yeah, I think like they like work long hours.
Yes.
And have like leave the firm, but there's like no train. The end train is mostly about the 0 a.m. midnight end of the train, and also like the Tokyo is a big city.
Yes.
If you like think to go back to the home by taxi, it will like cost about like sometimes like more than 1,000 Hong Kong dollars more than.
What?
If you like because Tokyo is a big city,
Oh.
you mostly live far away from the workplace.
Yes.
So like if you it's very kind of costly. So
Wow.
some people like might decide to like work in the like a street or like benches or like park, I think. Yeah.
So afterwards they'll go straight back to the office the
Mhm.
next morning.
Yeah. Or like maybe they will like get up in the early morning and catch the train.
Yes.
Because there's train about the 5 a.m.
Oh.
So like they can like go back to
okay.
the home, like prepare it and take the shower and go back to the workplace again.
Like, what's the normal working hours?
Well, it's like same like as the Hong Kong, I think. Like it's
9 to
from
6.
the 9 a.m. to 6 p.m.
With some overtime.
Yeah, some overwork. Yeah.
Okay. Do you
Yeah.
think it's more severe in Japan or Hong Kong when it comes to overtime?
Well, Japan is like much more severe, I think.
Oh wow. You do know in Hong Kong a lot of it's common knowledge in Hong Kong that
Mhm.
working culture is also intense. Like
Mhm.
people have to overtime till midnight sometimes. It's
Oh,
very
really?
common. But you've worked in Hong Kong for a few months
Yeah, right.
and you ever did an internship in Japan.
Yeah.
Do you think that Japan is still more difficult when it comes to working culture?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow.
But think definitely Japan like the I think the in Hong Kong there's some kind of base salary. So like
Yes.
if you like even do some kind of overwork, the salary you receive won't like is the same.
Yes.
But in Japan like there's some kind of the a pay.
Oh, so there's overtime salary. You can
Yeah.
say that.
Yeah.
So some people chose to work overtime.
Yeah, right.
Is it because, living expenses is also very high, right?
Yeah, kind of. And also like you can receive much more like salary thing. So yeah.
Wow.
It's kind of incentive
very
to work
intense,
to do some
actually.
kind of overwork.
Wow. Well, that's still a little bit intense because when you see a lot of videos on Facebook or Instagram, people passing out, that's one thing. But the amount of people rushing to the train is
Yeah, rushing
another
the
thing.
train. Yeah.
Is it worse in Japan, in Tokyo, let's say,
Yeah.
compared to Hong Kong? Do you think?
Well, I think it's totally worse compared more than like Hong Kong in Japan.
So you still think Hong Kong is better when it
Yep.
comes to rush hours?
Yeah, Hong Kong is a kind of better things I think compared to Japan.
Okay,
Yeah.
have you been to Admiralty at 6 p.m.?
Yeah, I did it. I changed the train
Yes.
at the Admiralty to the train one line.
Yes.
I went to the Kowloon. Yeah,
Yes.
there's kind of like a bunch of the people, but if you wait for like a 1 or 2 train, you can like get in.
So you don't think you think it's nothing compared to, let's say, Tokyo rush hour, right?
Yeah.
I can't imagine. Okay, so for context, I live in Hong Kong Island and I work in Kowloon. So there's sometimes some rush hours, right?
Yeah, I guess.
And like we're currently in Kwun Tong.
Kind of, yeah.
And we're known to be one of the busiest areas in Hong Kong. But when you come to Kwun Tong at 6 p.m., like just now you came around that time, do you think it's as crowded as Tokyo? Or this is like nothing?
Not much things, I think.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Like in Japan, like the people can't get into trains like these. The station staff is like pushing the people into the train. So.
Well, I seen the video. Does that actually happen? Like you have a staff like just pushing people into the train. Yeah,
pushing it.
I haven't seen that in Hong Kong, so I guess Hong Kong is not that bad, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I also have like train at the Admiralty to the train line in the 6 p.m. But like there's some kind of the space inside the train.
Yeah.
So like I thought like people can still get in, but the people wait at the line and the train like went it. Wow. So like I have like kind of much more space in Hong Kong even in rush hour inside the train. So
but in Tokyo you're just standing still. Yeah,
you can like move your like arm or things right, so on. So
but in Hong Kong they can still play their phone.
Yeah, Tokyo is very horrible.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, and I thought that we're at a bad state, so it's not that bad after all. Okay. So okay, next question that I need you to actually show the card accordingly. Is it true that you must join drinking sessions after work with your boss, your colleagues in Japan? Like, a lot of people in Hong Kong heard about, like, if you want to do well and stuff, you have to go. Is it true?
Well,
okay, now
no,
see.
but
Okay.
sometimes yes, sometimes no, I think.
So it's not a must.
Yeah, must, because like some like recently in the Japanese like working cultures, there's some kind of the
Yes.
points like problem of the working harassment.
Okay.
So like kind of the hey like it's like after work, let's have some like drink and have some like alcohol.
Yes.
It could be sometimes for the working harassment. Depends on the depends on your firm's compliance things.
Yeah,
but you will feel some kind of the peer pressure, like
Yes.
all your colleagues are going, but like why I'm not like going. So like, you will feel some kind of the isolation things.
Also, is peer pressure very strong in Japan? Like, for instance, if you don't drink, let's say a person doesn't drink, and everyone in his like team likes to drink after work, and this person who doesn't drink, would he or she usually feel very like bad if they don't join, let's say?
Yeah, sometimes you might like feel, or like the other people might feel like some bad things.
Like, oh, this person doesn't hang out with us or something like that?
Yeah, right.
Okay. So is it very common in Japan that people tend to join in the crowd? You know what I mean? Like, for instance, if everyone likes chocolate and I don't like chocolate, but I'll say that I like chocolate. Do you know what I mean?
Well, yeah,
Is it common?
it depends on like the situations, right? I
Yes.
think like that is okay.
Yeah, it's okay, right?
Yeah, but like if you like if it includes some kind of the action
Yes.
or among the like groups,
Yes,
like
yes.
hanging out for the like drinking,
Yes.
you might feel some kind of the peer pressure.
So it's like you, even though you might not feel like it, but because of peer pressure, most people could, join in, right?
Yeah, right.
So is it true that people drink a lot after work?
Yeah, actually, like it depends on the industry or like the
okay.
companies itself.
Yeah.
But like yeah, like the average or like the most of the firms have the like kind of the drink after the work.
So it's really common, right?
Yeah, in Japan, or like even in the Japanese companies branches in Hong Kong.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, now that you mention it, in Hong Kong, I remember at Simsha Shoy TST.
Yeah.
It was a Japanese restaurant,
and
it was like after work hours, and you see like 6 to 7 like Japanese men and women. They're just
6 to
like
7.
Yeah, around 6 to not now, not
Oh, okay,
during
okay,
COVID.
sure.
It's pre-COVID, guys. No, it's way before COVID.
Yeah, it's below
like,
7, yeah.
Yeah, like 2 years ago, like before COVID. I remember that a lot of them are just like having dinner, and there's like drinks, and they're definitely just off work. You can see like they're wearing suits.
Yeah.
So that kind of like dinner gathering is very common in Japan.
Yeah, I guess so.
Is there a specific reason? Is it to build relationship, or is it just like tradition?
Yeah, it's just kind of the building relationship.
Okay.
Yeah, like even like in my friend, I have like a 25 years old friend who's like working in a traditional Japanese company in Hong Kong.
Oh, okay.
Hong Kong branches. Like my friends like sometimes drinks like 1 to 2 times per week, and sometimes like he will drink till 3 a.m. or 2 a.m. at the home. Yeah.
Oh, at the okay.
Yeah, not restaurant. Restaurant will close at 10 p.m. So yeah.
We're very compliant.
Yeah. Sorry.
We follow the rules of Hong Kong.
Yeah.
We're both not from Hong Kong, but we follow the rules.
Yeah,
here, right?
I
yes,
follow the
we
rules.
have to make that very clear. But okay, so it's actually very common and like to have a lot of gatherings.
Yeah, right.
Is it like is it that in Japan or Japanese culture in general that people have this sense of like being part of a group instead of being an individual? Like you want to be part of something, right?
Yeah, I guess like the things happen in most of the situation in Japanese societies.
Yes.
Not only companies, right?
Yeah.
Kind of the schools, like everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, let's say school. You mean like do you go to high school in Japan or in Hong Kong?
Yeah, I went to high school in Japan.
Japan.
Yeah.
So it's common to have like, let's say a group of friends A, group of friends B. So you need to belong somewhere, right?
Yeah.
I think it's pretty common in most places. but it's more. I think it's more evident in Japan, right?
Yeah, that's right. I think.
Yeah. Is there a special reason for it, or?
Well, like in Japan, I think I had the like the elementary. I went to the elementary school in Japan
Oh, you
for
did?
about
Okay.
like 3 years,
Yeah.
and like in Japan, like some kind of the education is like the teachers are trying to educate like the to like obey in the group and like do something very well.
Ah, okay.
Things,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
There's kind of the like teaching manner or some kind of the teaching things in Japan to drive the some kind of the collectivism. I think.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. So collectivism is very strong in Japan.
Yeah, and also like kind of the education itself is like kind of the input,
Oh, really?
not like
Okay.
not like trying to like have their like individual opinions
Yeah.
or like kind of the nourishing the criticism
Yeah.
and things.
Okay.
So yeah, this kind of the educations like make like people, each of the people is like not like just much different from each other.
Oh, so you think that the Japanese education system kind of make everyone have similar opinions?
Yeah, right.
Oh, okay. You mentioned creativity. That's something that is very surprising because
Mhm.
Japan is known to be one of the most creative, like, country in the world.
Yeah, in the
Yes.
past decades, yeah.
Really? I mean, you watched the Tokyo 2020 Olympic, right?
Yeah,
That's
I watched
like
it.
by far one of the. I mean, I'm not old enough to watch a lot of Olympics. I'm
Mhm.
saying, but a lot of the graphics, a lot of like the whole thing is so beautiful.
Yeah, that's right. I
Yeah.
totally agree.
Even the athletes, a lot of them gave input that the whole village was made so well. They
Yeah,
have
right.
playground. All of that it must come from creativity, like being creative, right?
Yeah, right.
But you mentioned that the education system does not really not support, but doesn't really cultivate
Yeah,
people.
yeah. So like these years, like not so much like innovative like people or like the innovative companies like in the Japan right now.
I still think you guys are very creative.
Thank you so much.
You're so polite. You're
Thank you
right.
so much. Yeah.
I do agree. No matter what you said, still think like Japanese people are one of the most polite ever. Yeah, people. But okay, that's really surprising. So you still think that it's getting like a little bit worse when it comes to like being creative.
Yeah, right.
No, you guys are too humble. I still think you guys are
No, I'm not
doing
humble.
a good job. I mean, the recent example, like being the Olympics, it's made so well, and under the circumstances, it's still amazing, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you watched it.
Yeah, I watched it.
Yeah, me
So
too.
much.
All right, so I'm not sure if we have questions. But are there questions? We do. Oh. Maybe you can go to the questions later because I actually have one last question I need.
Okay, got it.
Need you to use that. Yes. So is it true that in Japan there's people that would vanish without a trace? And sorry, I need to look at the Japanese word because I'm not sure. Johatsu, or isolating themselves inside their homes. In Japanese is called hikikomori. Is it true that in Japan there are still people who either vanish without a trace or they would isolate themselves inside their homes for many years?
Yes.
So it is true.
Yeah.
Is there like a general reason why it happens?
Well, so like there's like two questions, right?
Yes.
First is the Johatsu, and second thing
Yes.
is like getting some
yeah.
hikikomori, right?
Yes.
So like regarding the Johatsu, right, I think it's typical among the like younger generation in Japan. And regarding Johatsu, I think like there's some kind of the long-term Johatsu and the short-term Johatsu, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, like for the long-term Johatsu, I think like that's not much happen in Japan. Because like
disclaimer.
Yeah, police will ask their parents and like it will be like on the broadcast news. So I think there's not so much long-term Johatsu in Japan, but regarding short-term Johatsu, I think there's quite that much. And I'm like one of the people like sometimes like Johatsu.
Wait, what? Wait.
Johatsu, yeah.
Just to clarify,
Yeah, okay.
Johatsu means disappearing without a trace. So it means you disappear?
Yeah, disappear.
Where do you disappear to?
Disappear. Well, I have like some friends like who will like disappear also.
Okay.
But not like for the several weeks or several days, right? Just like well, 1 week or like the few hours, like one night.
1 week and 1 night is a long time.
Yeah, no, one night. Yeah.
You know, in most places, you disappear for 1 night and you have a whole police or like I don't know, like everyone looking for you.
Most time I will try to like tell my like parents like
that
I will like
disappear.
Disappear like for about 1 night and go to like countryside in Japan.
Okay, the reason. What's the reason usually?
Well, I guess right, it's kind of the stressful societies to live in Japan societies, I think.
Oh, so okay, let's say I'm someone in Tokyo. I'm born there. I live there. My parents are there.
Yeah.
And then one day I feel really stressed out.
Mm-hmm.
So I tell my parents on WhatsApp, like, hey, I'll disappear for 1 night. I'm going to the countryside.
Mm-hmm.
And your parents will think it's normal.
Not normal, but like they were gonna get used to it. Yeah.
Wait, so they get used to it, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Like the first time, maybe they'll be like, "Oh, what happened?" But second time, they're like, "Oh yeah, see you tomorrow."
Right, yeah.
You know, if I tell that to my parents now, I think my mom is watching. I'm not sure. If I tell my parents now, like, "Hey, I'm gonna disappear for a few hours. See you tomorrow morning," they'll freak out. But you think that if you tell your parents now, let's say right now, you'll be like, "Hey guys, like, I'll talk to you like next week, let's say."
Next week, okay.
Is it normal?
Not
3 days.
so
3 days.
3 days. Yeah, but sometimes, but not that much common. Like, yeah.
Yeah, it's not common, but it happens.
Yeah, it happens, I think.
That's already very surprising. No, but it's mostly due to stress, right?
Yeah, stressful things.
So, like the other thing that for most of our viewers who's not familiar, hikikomori, right? So I heard in news or even like articles that people, no matter they're teenagers, maybe 18, or even when they're 50, they don't want to get out of their house. So we're not talking about like isolating yourself because of COVID. We're talking about like many years of just staying at home.
Yeah.
Do you still see that a lot in Japan?
Well, actually, I don't have any friends like that in Japan, but I see kind of some news in Japan quite a lot.
Oh, okay. And the reasons, is it also stress?
Yeah, the essence of the reason is the stress things, but depends on the generation. Like the younger generation, like some kind of the bullying happen in schools, and they will like try to get hikikomori in Japan. And like for the like who have like already graduated things, if they like they lose their work and have some kind of the basic salary from the government, it means like they're like not contributing to the societies. And right now in Japan, like the it's like kind of big economic country in the world.
Yeah,
it's like third largest country, but the like the salary itself is like not growing in Japan compared to the other developed countries.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of people wants to work in Japan. That's a very common thing, like no matter in Hong Kong, even other places. But you think that there's not much like increase in base salary throughout the years?
Yeah. So like the things like the lower salary in Japan, lower salary paid workmen in Japan.
Yeah,
we'll think like the why like hikikomoris are having the basic salary from the government. They're like trying like not making their effort, trying not to make some certificate or qualification. Like they're like not like
But okay, let me just confirm. So let's say if I'm Japanese, and I decided I lost my job, let's say, and I decided to just stay at home. I still get basic salary from the government?
Well, I haven't like seen the like some like details of the qualification who can have it, but I guess right, if you like apply for the like the city government offices, if you have like chances, I can like assure you can have it, but you have the chances to have it, I think.
That's still quite, as in like it means your government still put like resources into supporting like people who lost their jobs and decided that they can no longer go back to the workplace, right? That's still quite like quite some support from the government.
Yes, right. In Japan,
Yeah.
societies like having these basic salary from government is like kind of the very bad things, bad
Yes.
rumor. So like some people like refuse to have it,
Yes.
and some people like try to keep on their like homeless life.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, like whether it's isolating yourself or even disappearing, these are both like if the reasons are mainly stress or pressure, so it's more or less very relevant to mental health, right?
Yeah, right.
Do you think in Japan the like mental health problems are very like well spoken about? Do you think there's a lot of awareness, or do people don't talk about it?
It's like kind of the taboo things or like some kind of like it's in dialect
Yes.
cultures in Japan.
Yes.
They try to like hesitate to talk about the some like topics.
Oh,
thing.
so is it very common, let's say you have a close friend in Japan, is it very common for them to go to you and say like, hey, I'm having this problem? Is it very common?
Yeah, if it is like a close friend,
It's
I think
common.
yeah, it is common.
But it's not common, let's say if you're in a Japanese company, do they talk about mental health?
Depends on like companies, firms. Yeah, but the recently the like the companies, Japanese companies are trying to change itself, I think.
Oh, that's good. So there
Yeah.
you do see an improvement.
Yeah, so like that's why they're trying to make some like complaints for the power harassment and things
Oh, that's good though.
in Japan. Yeah.
So I mean, I'm not very sure about how it was maybe 20 years ago, but as you said, it's still pretty much a taboo topic, right? But at the same time, you see a lot of things happening in Japan that is relevant to mental health.
Yeah.
Yeah, but nobody really like go out, like let's say have a campaign about it. It's not common.
Not that
not
much
very.
common.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Japanese government is trying to solve these kind of issues,
Yes.
but
that's good.
I'm not sure actually whether it's like making some results,
Yeah.
kind of good results in Japan society. So
Yeah, but I mean, sometimes there are things that at least you start somewhere. Then it's like it's gonna get better eventually,
yeah, I
right?
get so.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. At least like someone have to start somewhere. Yeah,
That's
I
right.
do see questions.
Sure.
So oh, okay. Let's see. What do you think of the Japanese food in Hong Kong? Be honest. I mean, this is the time you can be very direct. It's okay.
To be honest, I don't like it.
Oh, you don't like it?
Yeah.
Okay, what is there a special reason? Not authentic.
Well, yeah, not authentic, and yeah, that's the main reason.
Okay, so
Yeah, but the Japanese companies restaurant chain in Hong Kong is kind of good. Like for example, the Otoya or like the Sukiya and so on.
Oh, have I been to any of that? I'm not sure. Okay, what is? Okay, I'm not gonna say any names, but there's a lot of like restaurants in Hong Kong that's like Japanese. They have Japanese food.
Yeah, that's right.
A lot. I feel like besides Chinese food, there's no other cuisine that is as prominent as Japanese food, right?
Yeah.
Like just around my home, I can see so many Japanese food. Honestly, I think some of them are not bad. But do you think that you have not found that restaurant that is like?
Yeah, that's some kind of the possibilities because like there are some kind of bunch most of the times on Japanese restaurant in Hong Kong maybe. I still think about like 10 Japanese restaurant in Hong Kong, so yeah, it's kind of opinion.
Oh, I'm pretty sure we have hundreds, or I don't know how many, but a lot of Japanese restaurants in Hong Kong. Maybe you can take the time to slowly find something authentic.
Yeah.
And maybe you can share with the rest of us. I believe that you have a better idea, right? Do you know who? Yeah, I think you mentioned you like Speed, right? Speed? Is it?
Do you know who is Speed and Nami Amuro? Yeah, I know it.
But I think like the it's kind of the past decades, right? Yeah, I think.
Oh, okay. Is the harsh working culture applicable only to Japanese firms? How about multinational companies? I think you mentioned it. Even multinational companies in Japan, let's say a Japanese branch of a company, is the working culture is similar or it's slightly different?
Yeah, similar like the multinational.
Yeah.
Well, it actually like, depends on the industry itself,
Yeah,
so it's
yeah.
hard to say it. But some of the foreign companies which have the Japanese branch
Yes.
and cultures in Japanese branch is like mostly overwork.
Oh.
And in some of the multinational companies have like a kind of the mixed cultures, like
Okay.
like some kind of the U.S. cultures
Yeah.
and Japanese cultures,
Yes.
like some kind of the financial institutions from U.S. in Japanese branch. It's sometimes have some kind of culture mix.
So like a bit of influence from both the foreign culture and the Japanese culture.
Yeah, and some kind of the typical aspect is like the U.S. or like the some Western countries
Yes.
cultures is like kind of the top down.
Yes. Okay.
And in Japanese cultures, they try to make some kind of the most teams will agree for the one decision. So the decision making is like much more slower in Japan compared to some kind of the Western companies. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's pretty interesting as well.
Yeah.
So it's kind of they want to ask the opinions of everyone in Japan.
Yeah.
And then you reach one decision. But that usually takes a long time, does it?
Yeah, so that's why like, the Japanese companies very slow decision making.
He said it.
Yeah.
I never work in the Japanese culture. I actually have no idea. Like I never actually had a Japanese colleague, I think. So I think you would know more than I do. But yes. Oh, we actually have a few questions. Okay, we're still here. I've learned from a Japanese friend in Japan that there are a lot of unspoken rules. What's your favorite and least favorite unspoken rule? Is there a lot?
Not that much, but like yeah, I guess some kind of the unspoken rules in Japan.
Yes.
Like kind of the taboo things.
Like what? Like name one or two.
Well, like the but the most typical thing is like you spoken like the speak like don't directly speak, try to speak indirectly.
Yeah.
So that like you won't like hurt people.
So for instance, if like you're in Japan and your boss is like, "Hey, Ken, this is not good." It's very not common to hear that, right?
Yeah, try to say it in indirectly ways is much more nice, I think.
So for instance, Ken, I think this can be improved. Something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you talked to Teal? Over here. Anyway, some people are very direct, you know. You know, like
yeah, but also like the some kind of the languages aspect, like the Japanese and English, like English comes like what you wanted to tell to the other.
Yes.
In Japan, but you have some like things before the main things you wanted to say it in Japan.
You sugarcoat it. Basically,
right.
With a lot of sugar. Okay. But is there any other unspoken rule? Maybe for you, it's not really unspoken because it's part of the culture. But is there some like very unique rule in Japanese, like not just workplace, but in general? Something you must never do.
Never do.
Yes. It's just something that people will feel uncomfortable with. Is there something?
Uncomfortable for it, right? Yeah, try to these things you have like spoken already, like these related to some kind of peer pressure.
Yes.
If like so in Japan, like the firm itself is kind of the classism. You have your subordinate and you have your like bosses.
Yes.
And if your bosses ask you like try to like say yes. So like you boss like if your boss says some like so like let's drink till like 3 a.m. at my houses.
You won't say no.
Try to like say yes. This is like kind of the unspoken rules in Japan, I think. If you like speak no, you won't like invited later on, and you might feel some kind of the isolation things maybe. But in my opinion, I might like feel some kind of the isolation. So I always like try to say yes.
Okay.
But it's kind of the strict thing. I try to like say no, but depends on you.
Is it like a common fear in Japan to fear being isolated? Like it's quite
no.
no, not really.
Yeah, not really.
Oh, okay. But another thing that I actually heard, I'm not sure if it's true, but there's another unspoken rule is that Japanese people doesn't like their personal space to be invaded. For instance, if you're in a lift and you're too close to each other, you feel uncomfortable. Like you want a distance. That's true, right?
That's true.
I did my I did my research, guys. We have a very safe space.
I guess like this kind of the mental, physical private space, right? Kind of the elevator.
Yes.
Things in the mental, private space. Like you want some kind of your alone isolated time in your like a Sunday. Or like some johatsu evaporation things.
Oh my god! How many? Okay, now that you mentioned it again, how many times in your lifetime you actually disappear just to like clear your mind? Let's say.
Well, more than once per month, I think.
Wait, what? I thought you were gonna say like twice in your lifetime. You're 24.
Yeah, 24.
So in Hong Kong, but you live alone, is it?
Yeah, that's trigger things to evaporate.
Yeah. Where do you evaporate to in Hong Kong? It's one of the busiest places in the world.
I go to the countryside.
Like cycle?
No, New Territories, Lao Ocean, Ha Pak Rai. It's like kind of the borders of the China.
Oh, the one with Shenzhen?
Yeah, and it's like there are some kind of villages, only like local people and not so much people, so I could have some kind of the personal times.
How do you know these places?
A Google Map.
Google Map? Yeah. Okay, I lived here this is my 7th year. I have no idea the name of places you said, but for you, it's very common that you just go on Google Maps, find some places, and go.
Yeah, pick it and go.
Alone.
Yeah.
For like few hours.
Yeah, few hours.
One whole day?
Or like kind of the afternoon on the weekends.
Oh,
yeah.
It's very common as well.
For me, it's like kind of common, but like the evaporation time depends on the people. So some people don't evaporate, but some people like evaporate very frequently.
Wow.
I think I'm kind of the frequent people. I think
I'm very
for the short-term evaporation.
Wow. Okay, I'm gonna. You know what? One day when I'm like really stressed out, I'm gonna try. But do you think it's something that it really helps you to clear your mind and then go back to work?
Yeah, clear up my mind and organize your like motivations, like reading or some kind of the positive or negative things you are like having it right now towards the work or like the private life, everything. Okay. It's like kind of the very good time, I think.
Okay, to our viewers, I'm sorry that I went back to this topic. So it's really interesting. Yes. Next. Oh, there's still a lot. Wait, guys. Wait, one by one. Oh, is it a must for people to learn Japanese to work in Japan?
It depends on the your work. Right? If you are kind of the engineer, you just like have to work, remember the like coding languages itself. But if the other work like from kind of the business side or the back office, middle office, except engineering, you might have most of the situation to use the Japanese.
Oh, okay.
For the like colleagues, for like the client side. So like I prefer you to remember the Japanese if you wanted to work in Japan.
You know, I actually learned Japanese in university, but it's so difficult.
Yeah, but there's some kind of opportunity you won't like have to remember Japanese, but your working opportunities will be quite narrow.
Okay, I totally understand. Okay. Are you treated differently for being a Japanese in Hong Kong?
Japanese in Hong Kong? Yeah, because like the people who come to Hong Kong as a fresh graduate from Japan is like, I guess like most of the Japanese in Hong Kong is like first time seeing me. So sometimes I treated differently, maybe.
Okay. In a good way?
Yeah. Because like in Japanese Japanese group in Hong Kong, like they're trying to help each other.
Okay.
This is kind of the also Japanese traditional things.
like helping each other because you
in
okay.
communities or like in
Okay.
groups. Yeah.
But does people in Hong Kong treat you differently, or is there something different? Let's say when they know you're not from Hong Kong, you're from Japan. Do you normally see any difference, or
Not
really?
so much because like most of the people is like quite used to interact with the foreigners
Oh, okay.
and
that
also
is true.
Japanese in Hong Kong, so
Yeah.
it's normal I think.
Okay. A lot of people in Hong Kong want to learn Japanese, and some of them are really good. I just cannot. I'm just very bad at it. Next question is it very impolite to eat while walking in Japan? So in Hong Kong, I'm not sure if you've seen it, but especially before COVID, when they're rushing to work, they'll
Mhm.
eat in like while walking to the office, let's say.
Mhm.
Is it considered impolite in Japan?
Not impolite, but you won't find that much people who's
Oh.
like eating
Really?
during you are like walking or like in the train or in the bus.
Yeah.
So
It's not common.
not that much common,
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, I think goes back to how it
Yeah, but
very polite.
I sometimes did in Japan, so
Also, it's
you
not
could.
like considered very impolite, but it's just rare to see it.
Yeah, it's not impolite totally,
Ah,
but
okay.
rare. Yeah.
There's next question that I actually wanna know as well. Is donkey really that popular in Japan as compared to Hong Kong?
Compared with Hong Kong, totally no.
You see how it is in Hong Kong, right?
Yeah, because right, I live in Causeway Bay, so I used to
Oh.
go to the Causeway Bay, Pearl City Donkey in the
And?
Causeway Bay, every week.
What do you think?
It's very kind of the very noisy sounds inside the store, repeating it again and again and again. So I usually wear the AirPods to avoid the music. And sometimes like I have to like wait for like about 20 minutes for like the to like
Buy something?
buy something. It's very totally like crazy things in Hong Kong.
You know people queue to get in, right? Have you okay, I used to
Queue.
live in Causeway Bay as well.
Mm-hmm.
So when they first opened, it's a long queue at 12 a.m. Like people are queuing. Does that happen in Japan?
No,
No.
totally no.
Like it's crazy because people actually go to Donkey as a weekend plan.
Mm-hmm.
And does it happen in Japan?
No way.
Do you think it's
No
a
way.
little bit extreme here?
Yeah, too extreme. but in Japan, donkeys is like also like kind of the popular.
Yes.
But like in here is like too popular.
It's a little bit crazy. Oh. Okay, this is interesting question. So I am also a Japanese living outside of Japan. Do you find it difficult to communicate with Japanese in work occasion? Like, do you have Japanese colleague in your
Yeah, I
current
have it.
company? Do you find it difficult to communicate or okay?
Well, I don't have some kind of travel some
Yeah.
difficulty when I was like communicating it, but like you know like most of the colleagues and I'm also like they grew up in the Japanese cultures
Yes.
society, so like I sometimes feel like the should I like wait till everyone get out of the office for the like after getting back home?
Yeah.
So sometimes this kind of the pressure things,
Yeah.
but it's I think like it's only inside of myself. It's like my own problem. I think
Okay.
these things I think sometimes happen.
Oh. Okay, I think it's also sometimes in Hong Kong, like
Oh, yeah,
not
okay.
not for Japanese, but a lot of people have this like pressure, like oh, what should I do? You know, should I
Okay,
be the last one to go home because I'm the the most junior? But I think it's you're still new to the workforce, right?
Yeah.
So I think just take your time. It's okay. One last question. It's relevant to what was mentioned just now. You said that Japanese food in Hong Kong might not be as good, right?
Yeah.
Have you tried sushi roll?
Yeah,
Hong Kong?
sushi roll is like same as Japan.
Oh, you tried the one here in Hong Kong?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, the taste itself is like the not so much different from Japan, but the crazy waiting hours. Actually, I went before sushi in Hong Kong Shanghai in the Sunday about 4 p.m. But I had like wait till about 90 minutes to 2 hours.
You do know it's usually the case, right?
In Japan, like the sushi roll is like kind of the the starting point is like kind of the cheap, but like taste is like not so bad. It's also
Yes.
good. It's like you don't have like weighted sushi. But in the weekends, nighttime, a lot of families go to sushi. So you might have to wait sometimes in Japan, but you don't have to wait some kind of the bunch of the hours in Hong Kong. Like
Do you okay? Is it normal to wait 90 minutes for sushi roll in Japan? Or
No
is
way,
it just
no way.
crazy?
crazy.
Like that? Okay, it's very normal. I've been to sushi roll many times.
Oh, okay.
Average waiting time it's 1 to 1.5 hour,
Mhm.
and the only time I didn't have to wait is that I went to queue up at 10 a.m. Is that considered crazy in Japan?
Crazy.
Okay, that's the most direct he is the whole day.
God.
He just no, in a good way.
When I went to the sushi roll, I was like kind of the angry. Like
Yeah.
why I have to like wait for sushi roll for about 2 hours in here. So
It doesn't happen in Japan. Never.
never happened.
Wow. You know, people actually is willing to wait for 4 hours for sushi roll in Hong Kong, right?
That's crazy.
He just face palm. Unconsciously face palm. But it happens.
Yeah, it happened.
You know, this is his polite way of saying we're crazy, right? Because like I've known people who take tickets at afternoon to eat for dinner.
Mhm.
And do you know that they place booking months in advance
Sushi roll.
in Japan, in Hong Kong? Okay, so if you go to Open Rice, do you know Open Rice?
Yeah, I
right?
know open rice.
I'm not sure it's Open Rice. I think so. Some booking thing. You can place booking months in advance for sushi roll.
Well, I can introduce you some much more good sushi shop in Japan, I think.
Yeah, but we can't go to Japan now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but-
can introduce you like more than 100 of the nice sushi shops compared to sushi roll.
Okay. So
Yeah. If you like wanted to got introduced, you can like just text me.
You know, you know, this is a Japanese way of saying that you're crazy and you should get a life. That's very polite way of saying that you should stop doing that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but anyways, I ate sushi roll a few times. I think it's amazing.
Yeah,
so
amazing. Yeah.
you think so too?
Yeah, it's
Not
good.
the waiting time.
Yeah, it's good. Taste itself
you-
is good.
Do
Yeah.
you go back after that?
I think never.
Okay. So he never went back after waiting for 1.5 hours. You know, a lot of us still go back after waiting for like 2 to 4 hours. But yes, that's pretty much it. I had a great time today. Especially the concept of disappearing, like definitely,
Mhm.
you know what? If any of you have any questions, any further questions, we don't have a lot of time to like answer everything, but feel free to leave some comments and we can definitely ask Ken offline and reply to you. But first of all, really, thank you so much, Ken, for
Yeah,
spending
thank
your
you very
time with us. And like, I really hope everyone has enjoyed your time
Mhm.
here. And any questions, again, feel free to tell us. And of course, ooh, we have
Oh.
a present for you. This is an official ice tote bag. It's so cute.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yes, actually, I haven't had one. So,
I haven't had one. Do you want it?
No,
got it.
oh my god, he's too polite. I shouldn't have made that joke. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. But yes, everyone, please subscribe to ICE YouTube channel. Click like, share everything that you can do, and I really hope everyone enjoy your time. So bye bye.
Bye. Thank you.